that's a little closer than I expected. Hey there, my name is Beth, and this is the first intro video to Inside Anxiety, my YouTube channel that is kind of going to give you a look into what anxiety and agoraphobia is about, and how living with it and coping and overcoming looks like. I have been living with anxiety for the majority of my life. I've had good times and those times that have not been so good. Right now, I am desperately trying to move past this period of time where it's been very overwhelming. I'll probably give you a lot more insight into that later, but this, like I said, is just the introduction so you can know what is happening, what this is about. A couple of things I want to stress here is that this is really me, and so I feel like I've been led to do this to give people an inside look at what a life with anxiety is and how to overcome it, and how I've dealt with a lot of things and how much more I need to deal with. I have prayed about this for a long time, and actually kind of came to me not while I was praying, where I felt like the Lord just laid it upon me to do this, to give people an inside look. Whether that's why I've struggled for so long or not, I don't know. I'm not God and I don't know what he's up to, but I am doing this in obedience. It's not my thing. I'm not somebody who, I don't even take selfies. I suck at selfies. Like, doing this and being vulnerable with like the hardest thing in my life that I've ever had to deal with, and doing it where other people are going to see it or be part of it or have comments about it is not my cup of tea. Honestly, there'd be a lot of people that might actually see this and be like, what? Never had a clue. Never would have expected me to have been dealing with this for so long and what it is. So, I ask that your comments be kind. A lot of people would not consider me a sensitive person, but when it comes to something so close and so, I don't even know what the word is, so intimate about me and my struggle, I am sensitive, and I just ask that you be kind in the comments. If you feel that you know somebody that might benefit from this, please share it. I'm learning all about how YouTube works. I'm not 100% sure. I know that I have been avoiding this for quite a long time because of like not knowing how things work and not understanding editing and not knowing all these things and trying to figure it out, but using that as an excuse not to do it has not been helpful for me, because I have such a heart for God, and when he wants me to do something, I want to just do it. But this being so intimate and so personal, it's been a struggle, and I just want to give this over to God. I want to do this in obedience to him, and so whatever happens here, whatever takes place, and if it reaches somebody who needs it, great. If it doesn't, hey, he's still working it. So just a little background. My name is Beth. I'm a mother of 3 daughters, and I'm a self-employed, I'm in the beauty industry, self-employed. Trying not to make it about, like, I don't know where this will go. It's not like I'm trying to be anonymous. I just don't really want this to be about me. So I kind of am like, okay, God, you let this grow organically, because I don't want to make it a thing. Like, not that I don't want to make it a thing, but I'm not trying to put me out there. So I'm going to try and stay as private as I can. Unless of course God tells me otherwise. So, what this channel is going to be about is kind of a look inside anxiety and what the crazy thoughts that come across, or the things that happen, and my experience with low anxiety and my experience with high anxiety. And I actually suffer from agoraphobia. So that is kind of the big thing here. Agoraphobia has definitely been quite life-altering to me, and I have created my world to keep me there, keep me in the state of agoraphobia, all the while wanting out of it. So I've experienced a higher level of this before as well, and I'll talk about the things that that I did, the exposure therapy that I did to overcome it at different periods of my life, and to get beyond that whole agoraphobia thing. And I kind of feel like I want to take you along with me in that exposure therapy. I think that will probably benefit a lot of people. At least that's where I'm feeling led. Exposure therapy is just a part of an extra part of therapy where, you know, you kind of take the baby steps to get past the things that cause you fear. And I might start small, I might start a little bigger. It really just depends on how I'm feeling. There have been times where I have what I perceive to have completely overcome agoraphobia and been living out the life that I've wanted to live, and doing the things that that for me were like, oh yay, I've gotten past this kind of thing. And all the while still not doing some of the things I was okay with, I could do. And then the things that would really push me, I kind of avoided, because I felt like, it's not really necessary. I'm not in the need to do that. I believe that the Lord will, He's always here, but He shows up when I need Him most. And I want you to be able to experience that with me, and experience it for yourself by going through this. And I hope that this encourages other people who are either agoraphobic or dealing with anxiety in whatever we talk about. I hope it's encouraging to you. I know I sound down right now. It's because I'm like shaking out of my skin. I know that I have to do this, and I've been so nervous about it that the Lord keeps speaking to me in ways that I'm just like, oh my gosh, if I don't do this, I'm not really going to be able to just relax about it. And so today is the day I just have some time where I'm privately in my office, and I got to do this for Him. I need to be able to feel like, okay, I've put this out. So I've kind of discussed it with God a little bit, saying, okay, here, this is what I'm going to do. No more excuses. This video is not going to be edited. I don't know what it's going to look like, but I'm just going to put it up and start with that. Like I said earlier, anxiety. Well, not anxiety, but editing has always been my excuse, and trying to get other people to help me with that and stuff. But God has informed me that if I just do what He asked me to do, He's going to take care of the rest. So, you know, this isn't specifically just for those people who believe in God or anything like that, but anxiety, there's so much around it. It encompasses so many things. And what that looks like for me may be totally different for anybody else, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. this is basically, I guess my story is what I feel like my story through my faith and what, I don't know. I honestly don't know what his plan is here. I'm just trying to go day by day and deal with this. So this is the, the first video of many I'm going to try. And I guess what I've been feeling was, daily when the anxiety comes on or I need to do something that's uncomfortable, that produces more, or even just the thoughts. Sometimes the thoughts just creep up and you feel so alone. You feel like if I looked over at my husband and said, well, that's strange. Right now, I just had that drop in my chest where the onset of a panic starts to come on. When we're just hanging out doing nothing and stuff, he's over 20-something years. He's learned to accept it and try to understand it, but it's not something that everybody can understand or get. So hopefully those of you out there that can find it, kind of feel comfortable talking about this. I mean, I'm all about listening to, so if you have comments or you want somebody to talk to about it, I'm here. My experience goes with anxiety goes for a long time. It's been a long time, and I'm not a doctor, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a psychiatrist. Of course, I've seen all them because you think at first you're just going crazy when this kind of stuff happens. So I think probably a good idea would be the next video to kind of tell you where it started for me the best I can. Anxiety's kind of always been a part of my life. As I look back, I realize that. But more of the onset kind of moment, the trigger moments. And so I think maybe that's what I'll talk about next time if you even see this, because I'm really not promoting it. I think I'm just going to put it on YouTube. If anybody has ideas as to how to get this out even more. I'm kind of learning that, but honestly, it scares me because, again, this is just so intimate for me. I'd love to know if I can get this word out the way he wants it to go out. So I'll look forward to those of you who want to engage here and maybe become a community to help each other. I have so much that I could probably go on forever, but I want to keep this short so that it's, you don't get bored and stop watching. I think that's what I'll do. I think my next video I'll kind of let you know how it started and where about it came from and how that kind of continues to play its part up until now, because that was a long time ago. I'm just done. I'm done living in fear of everything. I'm done just making my world this place where, although I feel safe, I'm completely trapped. I don't want to be anymore. I want to live, and I want to do the things that I want to do. I don't want to not do this. I want to do this if this is what the Lord's asking me to do. But I've made my world so specific, so controlled, and I don't feel like I'm really living in faith if I'm doing that. And I read scripture in the morning, and I read out of one particular book that I love called Jesus is Calling by Sarah Young, I think it is. And yesterday was quite the interesting one that really convicted me a lot. And it says to be willing to go out on a limb with me. And that's what God's asking. And, I'm trying so hard to live like risk-free, not, controlling my whole world, that it controls me. And I'm tired of it. And he knows that. I've been working on overcoming this setback, which has been about a 6-year I think we're on now, 6-7 year setback, that I'm just done. I'm getting older. My kids are growing up. I'm ready to start this second chapter of my life, and I don't want to be controlled by fear anymore. So there's a I don't know if it's a quote or scripture. I think it's a scripture. It says fear is not the not an excuse not to do something. So I'm kind of just putting my foot in the water and saying, all right, God, I know you're going to show up and do what you got to do with this. So I'm taking that first step. So I want to thank you for listening for the last 16 minutes. I hope to be able to post these as often as I can and reach as many people as God has planned for it. So thank you so much. I think what you're supposed to do is subscribe to the page so that you can be notified, or set up notifications. I don't know. Like I said, I'm new to this. And you get notifications when I post a video. And then I guess we'll go from there. See how it goes. So thanks again, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye.